Hello and welcome back into the Scorching Start on the Birds Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Sammy Miller, alongside your broadcasters, Ian Nicholas and Dylan Pescatore. And we are still at Veterans Field because it is, of course, a doubleheader. This time, there's no postponements. It is just a full 9-inning game, and they just got done with a beautiful 8-7 victory over the Anglers. Dylan, what are your biggest takeaways from that win?
Clutch. That was my takeaway. Down one in the ninth inning, they start with the double from Jack Penny, a single from Matt Hallback, an RBI single from Eddie Micheletti Jr. But I think the biggest play in that ninth inning was the sac bunt by Eddie King to move the runners into scoring position from first and second to second and third, which allowed the Firebirds to eventually take the lead and win that game. Clutch was the takeaway from game one.
Now, this would be a huge day if they can get the sweep. So, Ian, who's a player that you really want to see step up for the Birds?
Well, everybody's playing so well for a team that's won 3 games in a row. I guess 2 guys I'd monitor. Joe Oyama, he had an off day on Wednesday and had an infield single that turned into an RBI, but Joe Oyama, if his team wants to go deep, has to be the superstar. That was hitting home run after home run last Friday against Chatham. So I'd like to see Joe do some crazy things. Justin Rubin, he hasn't played in about 5 days. Did have a single off the bench in the first leg of this doubleheader. He's going to be very pivotal to the stretch run. So those 2 players are great. They haven't necessarily done anything wrong. I just want to see them do their thing in game 2.
And starting in this game on the mound for the Firebirds is going to be Evan Truitt, the pitcher from Charleston Southern. What should we be expecting from Evan on the mound?
For Truitt, I think it's so fortunate for him that he doesn't have to go 4 to 5 innings because this bullpen is as rested as can be. Only one arm, and Sean Madsen is not available for game 2. You have everyone available that Kelly Nicholson could hope for. I think Truitt can go 3 innings, 1 time through the order, find your way through, pitch your best stuff, go full bore since pitch 1 to pitch whatever, how much it takes you, and then hand it over to bullpen. 3 innings from Truitt, I think, is expectable and I think is very reasonable.
And these Anglers are now on a 6-game losing streak. So what should we be expecting differently from game 1 versus game 2?
I would say an understanding potentially of the strike zone. I know that might sound a little bit odd, but to be perfectly honest, there were a few pitches towards that 9th inning where Orleans maybe caught a break on the outer half. Now, I don't know if there's going to be an umpire switch behind the plate, but now that those guys kind of have an understanding of what the zone may look like today, and I'm not entirely sure if there will be a switch up, maybe understand what pitches to take, what pitches maybe to swing at. Overall, they're going to be aggressive. They need a win so desperately. They're not going to get eliminated tonight from playoff contention, but that's where it's at right now for Chatham.
And guys, I need keys to the game, part 2 of today at Veterans Field. What's your key?
My key is to really pitch your best arms. I think a combination of Truitt, Hungate, and Watson can get them through this game, along with some other arms in there as well. Firebirds have to, use your entire bullpen as much as you need.
It should be exciting to see which arms come out of the pen. Ian, what about you? What's your key?
Magic number is 10. Somehow, some way, Orleans has double-digit hits in each of the last 4 games. Make it 5 against a Chatham team that struggled to pitch all season long. Keep the good times rolling.
Let's see if those good times continue to roll to game 2 of the doubleheader. It's the Firebirds, it's the A's. Stay tuned in about 30 minutes for the first pitch.